Well, today we got a fun and interesting project for you. We're going to do a little painting. We're going to start off with a very barren room and we're going to transform it into a retreat. It's going to be beautiful. We'll show you step by step how to get the base paints down, and then we're going to show you how to faux paint. So we'll give you all the information you need. With me is Dave. He is with CertaPro Painters. Dave, you had your work cut out for you with this particular room. Tell me a little bit about our project.
Well, Gary, on this project, the customer called us out and they were looking to reclaim this space. This is one of the rooms in the house that they hadn't used a whole lot.
Okay.
And they were looking to have it painted. It was just a basic, flat, antique white room.
Yes.
And they called us out and they wanted to talk to us a little bit about color.
Okay.
So what we did, instead of just going with a little bit of a change, we talked to them about doing some different things with color in this room.
Very good. Now, when you're dealing with CertaPro painters, I know you do all kinds of different types of painting, basic painting, painting techniques. Give me a step-by-step of what a consumer is likely to expect when they stop out.
First thing that happens is the customer can either call us or go to our website, and then we come out and do a free estimate. We send one of our estimators out. What that estimator would do, we'll go through with the customer and walk the job with them and find out exactly what their needs are.
Okay.
And then we do that estimate right on the spot.
Good.
And we put it into a computer form estimate,
Okay.
and we will answer all their questions for them right on the spot and leave the estimate with them.
We have a rust-colored ceiling, we have decorative walls, and like I said, we're going to faux paint on top of the walls here, but do you have a service to help pick out the colors?
Yeah, Gary, what we do is sometimes the estimators can help out with the homeowner depending on what they want to do with the job.
Okay.
On this particular job, wanting to go in this kind of color, we had our color consultant, a professional designer, come out, sit down with the homeowner and go through, look at the different things like the couch, the furniture, the carpeting, things like that, and played off that and gave them the colors they were looking for. We then send out our crew site or on-site supervisor, and what they do is they come out, they walk the job again with the homeowner to go through the contract, make sure everybody's on the same page, and then they begin the painting process from there.
And I guess the painting process starts with a little surface preparation.
Exactly. We start off, Gary, what we do first of all is we take all the furniture that's in the room and move it to the center of the room and cover it with plastic.
Okay.
After that, the painters will go through and do the wall preparation. Anything needs to be done. If there's scuffs, minor holes, anything like that from picture frames or hangers that are up, we go through and repair that first.
And then what do we paint first? Is it best to paint the ceiling or the wall?
Well, typically we would start on the ceiling, especially with a job like this. What we did is, Gary, we had to go through, they chose a deep base color.
Okay.
In order to paint that, we had to prime it first. We had to go through and put a gray primer on and then 2 coats of finish on the top of that.
Wow, looks great. That's what I like about CertaPro painters, to do it the right way. Now, what's the color of the ceiling?
That is Cajun Red.
Okay, and that's a Sherwin-Williams.
Sherwin-Williams, yes, and it's Color Accents is the name of the product that we put on there.
Let's talk about the walls. A lot of taping involved there, preparation.
Yeah, we have to go through, we tape off the baseboards, and again, we just prep the walls, get them ready for, if there's any minor sanding needs to be done, we go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And on this particular job, they went with Bagel,
Okay.
and we used Sherwin-Williams Cashmere Flat.
Ooh,
for the
that's a great paint.
Yes.
And the woodwork here, you address that also here.
Yeah, the woodwork, Gary, typically the customer wanted to go with the same color on this time, and they asked us if we could skip painting the woodwork, but in order to give them a nice clean line, what we had to do is go through and put a new bead of caulk on the trim, and from there put a fresh coat of paint over the top. So
And
it
that's
all
a semi-gloss?
That is a semi-gloss, Sherwin-Williams Super Paint.
Well, this is Don, our faux finisher, and Don, thanks for coming out to the job. I appreciate it. And Dave, you offer this service of faux finishing, correct?
Yeah, Gary, just like with the color consultations, what we do is have the faux finisher come out, meet with the homeowner, sit down, find out exactly what they're looking for.
And Don, you've actually created some boards here so that the consumer could actually pick the color.
Right. I meet with the consumer and discuss their fabrics and kind of come up with a couple of different color options and techniques and that sort of thing. Then they have something to choose from.
Those are beautiful. Which one we using?
We're going to use this top board. They chose the most dramatic with a real pop of color to go with our ceiling in this room.
How many colors are involved in this?
I've used 2 colors in this. They're Sierra Redwood, Sherwin-Williams, and those are in the color accents, as well as sable.
Tell me a little bit about mixing the colors.
First of all, you have to use glaze because glaze gives the transparency to the base coat, and that gives you that textured finish, the visual texture. And you mix the glaze, 4 parts glaze with 1 part paint. I use acrylic latex paints, and you just mix that up, you're ready to go from there.
And of course, that can all be purchased at the Sherwin-Williams store. They got the glaze, they got
Absolutely,
the
yeah, they have the faux glazing liquid that works great. It gives a nice open drying time, makes it a little easier for you.
And you did a little preparation work. Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I've used the 2-inch tape, and that gives a nice barrier against your adjacent walls so that you're not getting the glaze on everything else.
All right, our ladder's sat up in the corner,
Okay.
so I'm assuming we're starting in the corner.
We are starting in the corner. I like to begin in the corners because it gives a nice flow there to keep a wet edge. And I'm just putting a little bit of glaze on this 4-inch nylon brush and kind of scattering it around.
So this is very cool. We're just putting on the 2 different colors of paint, correct?
Absolutely.
Now I'm a little nervous about, what about the drying? You know, you can't have these things dry on you, can you?
Yeah, the glaze creates a nice open time. You can start and stop anywhere that you need to on this wall.
Very good. Now, is this a proper size? I mean, this is about the size someone should be working. I mean, you don't want to tackle the whole wall at one time.
No, not at all. Especially if you're working alone, it's nice to take kind of little manageable pieces and work in about a 2x2 area or 3x3, something within your reach.
And what you're doing there is you just kind of, once you put the 2 on, you're just kind of spreading them, mixing them, smoothing them out.
Exactly.
I see.
And just softening them out and blending them to kind of give that marbly look.
Is that a dry brush that you're using, Don,
It
for that
is.
part of the technique?
It is a dry brush, yes.
And you know, Dave, I think we ought to get out of her way. Let her finish up. Don, good work. Keep it up, and we're going to see it when it's
Thank you.
finished. We know how to
All
run
right.
when the work's involved.
Yeah.
Wow, I'll tell you what, that looks outstanding. That is beautiful. Great job.
I love the way, Gary, that the furniture just blends with the wall colors that the customer chose. And it's almost like an optical illusion on the ceiling. It makes the ceiling appear higher.
It sure does. I'll tell you, we've come a long way from that white room. It's just absolutely amazing. Now, you guys are going to be down at the Home and Garden Show, correct?
That's right, Gary. We're going to be down there. We're going to be down for the entire show. We're going to have Dawn down there doing faux demonstrations.
All right.
So if anybody needs to come down and ask any questions about how they can do this at home or see about CertaPro doing it, they can come down to the show.
Very good. Well, if you need a little painting done around your home or even a little faux finishing, don't forget, you can call David CertaPro Painters.